Hello once again. This section here, we're going to be talking about the genetic code. Okay, so the genetic code is the codons that were discovered. All right, what are codons? They're sequences of three bases that form the unit of the genetic code, which determine four amino acids. All right, remember, amino acids are the building block of protein. So you might say, well, why do amino acids matter, or why does protein matter in this section? Well, protein is very important, and we need protein to function properly, right? Remember, proteins become enzymes or they can become antibodies which fight against viruses and bacteria. So right now, especially with this whole crisis right now with the virus, we need a lot of protein to make antibodies to help us out, right? And enzymes to digest all of our food and things like that. Also, proteins, guys, are what help genes to function, right? So proteins will help the gene, make your hair brown or black or whatever, right? Okay, so let's take a look at the chromosome once again and remember how it's tightly packed with DNA. All right, right here in this picture, as you saw in the video, this is how DNA replicates or copies itself. Remember when mitosis, it makes the cell makes a copy of itself. It has to make a copy of its DNA as well. All right, so this is just a process of DNA making a copy of itself. All right, but let's focus more on the codon. Remember, this is a codon right here. It's a pair of three bases, and these three bases will make a specific protein. Okay, remember, these right here, these are not your genes. The genes are like big sections of DNA, right? So let's say this section right here, that could be a gene, okay? But codons are just three bases at a time. Remember, 1, 2, 3, codon. 1, 2, 3, codon. 1, 2, 3, codon. And these specifically these are codes for specific proteins, okay? So how does it do that, right? Well, these three will code for protein in the ribosome. They will make a protein in the ribosome, and then that protein will either become an enzyme or an antibody or go and activate certain genes. Okay, so right here, remember the order of these codons is what makes living organisms different. Okay, because remember the proteins go and they turn on the switches for your genes to work. Okay, I know that's a lot. Let's go to the next section right over here. All right, this will be like a quick summary. So remember this model right here of DNA as we know today. Remember Rosalind Franklin was the one who took the picture of X-ray, the X-ray picture of the DNA structure from the top. She didn't become famous, but her work did, and her work led to Watson and Crick to make the model of DNA. Okay, and a very accurate model too. Remember we have four bases, nitrogen bases: A, adenine, thymine, guanine, cytosine. A matches with T, G with C. Okay? DNA has all our genetic information. DNA has all our genes which code for our traits. And codons code for amino acids. Okay? Remember that. All the genetic information in an organism is found in DNA. Okay? Now, this last part, and then this was the last part in the videos you all saw as well on Edgenuity. Okay, this is called the Human Genome Project, which means the whole DNA sequence of our body, everything. In the year 2000, they discovered all the genes, all the sequences of our DNA. Okay, and we have thousands of genes, and they found every single gene, which is amazing. Okay, so the Human Genome Project, remember as we saw in that picture of the male and the female, it helps determine specific traits in humans. It can help us find cures for diseases, even cloning, all of that, right? So, considering the effects on society, it's very controversial because of, cloning and people being able to people being able to give their babies certain genes and traits. It's a lot of controversy, right? But I hope all of this was helpful to you guys. If you watched all the videos, this should help you on your assignment and your quiz for Edgenuity for the DNA and protein synthesis section. Check the description. I will leave you the notes there, a link or a Word document for the notes. That way you can download them. Okay, so thank you guys and be safe out there. Okay.